Hello, everyone. This is going to be a reading for the month of August. I'm laughing because I kept thinking this was a reading for July. Girl, that retrograde is still affecting me personally. I don't know about you guys. I'm still feeling it. Technically, the retrograde is over, but we do kind of have that shadow period. It's not like you flip a switch, everything's back to normal. So if there's still a little bit of hiccups, misunderstandings, that definitely could be why. But for the most part, we're in the clear. I do believe Saturn is retrograde. I'm pretty sure. I'll be honest, I don't know for how long. What I do know is Saturn is kind of like the father of the planets. So you could definitely be experiencing karma at this time, good or bad. Or even like if there's an area of your life where you're lacking discipline, expect some stuff to go bad, or just anything that like you should be doing that you're not doing, you're going to get forced to do it. So this could be like mental breakdown, physical illness, but not to hurt you or scare you, but to force you basically to do better. So again, just a reminder, communication is a big theme for the next 7 years, so let's continue to work on that. I always feel that August can be such a turning point month in a year. And this isn't really based on anything I've ever read or somebody's taught me, but I've always felt August is very pivotal. And maybe that's because we're going from summer to fall and kind of going towards the colder months. I really don't know, but I guess in Australia and other places, it's the opposite. But something about August to me always seems very just pivotal. So acknowledging like what is still not quite working for you right now, and maybe not rushing to make a decision, but acknowledging like, okay, this is a problem for me right now. What feelings is it bringing up? What do I feel to do about it? But I'm kind of getting that message like, take your time. Don't rush to make decisions or anything like that. Like approaching things from like a level-headed space. Kind of like what I'm getting is using your intuition and your logic together. Okay. All right, August. Honestly, I am very curious to see what comes up for August. All right, so first we're going to start with what we need to focus healing in August. Let's see. August. And thank you guys for being here. What are we healing in August as a collective? Take this one. Not surprised by that. Not surprised by that. Okay. Not surprised. This is very on the theme and relevant to what I said. So we have soulmate, inner child, say what you mean. This is the communication. Inner child, I feel like this has been a theme. I feel like I've been bringing it up a lot. And soulmate, and that makes sense because love is always on the brain, right? We're always thinking about our relationship or our future relationship or our past relationship, right? So it makes sense that this is coming up. Right off the bat, what I'm feeling from this is there could definitely be issues in the love arena. I'm going to pull some extra cards on that. But I feel like ultimately anything that's happening in your relationships, whether romantic, professional, whatever, it does have to do with your inner child. And this could be your inner child just seeking comfort in somebody else. This could be your inner child recreating your childhood environment. This could be maybe you've always been kind of the weird kid and you're trying to make friends as an adult, but you still feel like that weird kid that maybe doesn't fit in. So just kind of think about that and then say what you mean. If you want to get anything done in this world, you have to know how to communicate. Even if it makes you uncomfortable, it's awkward, it's hard, it's painful, whatever it is. I always think of that verse in the Bible. I'm not a big Bible person, but I want to say it's like Matthew or something. I don't know. It's in the gospel, and it says, ask and you shall receive. Closed mouths don't get fed. And then I think of that saying, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. You gotta know when you gotta say something, especially if it's something that's bothering you. Because to you, it might be so obvious that maybe an encounter came across as rude or aggressive. Maybe the other person doesn't realize that. Or maybe there's something in work that's just not working for you and needing to know how to communicate that to your boss or whoever it is. Say what you mean. You know, always speak lovingly and kindly, but real. And that's where I think some people in the spiritual community get lost, because they think, oh, I have to be kind, I have to be loving. But being kind and loving doesn't mean kissing ass. You know, sometimes you gotta be direct. I guess coming from a good place, not saying like you're a bitch, but saying like, hey, if you speak to me like that again, we're gonna have an issue, or I'm gonna have to leave, or whatever. And that's still coming from a loving and kind place, because you're letting them know like, hey, I'm giving you a chance here, right? So be direct, speak up for yourself, or ask questions, whatever it is. Heal that inner child, baby, whatever that inner child is feeling. And that can be hard for some people, I think, too, because we don't realize that we're still behaving from a different version of ourselves. You know, we don't realize how things from our childhood really affect us long term. And now some of us, you know, I would say most people have had really traumatic childhoods, but let's say you grew up in a blessed home. Okay, let's say you have no issue with your family or whatever. There still could be things there. Maybe at school somebody was mean to you. Maybe your teachers didn't like you. Maybe you feel like maybe your parents were too much up your ass. Maybe your parents were too supportive. You know, everyone's stuff is different. So I don't want anyone to feel like excluded from that message if you feel like your childhood was good. Like there's probably something there. Or even it could be you were so spoiled as a child. Now you're in the adult world and you think everything's going to get handed to you, and it's not. So really play around with that when you're working on yourself on your own time. How is your inner child doing? What did you experience as a child that could somehow be affecting you today? But that's something you have to really dive into. The soulmate card, I would definitely say you could be making really important connections right now. Again, not just love. Like I feel like friendships, teachers, acquaintances, but that also requires you to be social. But this definitely could be a love message as well. And I do want to pull some cards on that. But yeah, that's definitely the theme. Good boy, Mud. Okay. I actually want to start by pulling some of these love message cards. So this is, what's it called? It's called, I think, the Tarot of like Sexual Magic. I like this deck, but there is some nudity, so just so you're aware. Okay, for the collective, what's going on in your love life? And I will touch on if you're single or in a relationship. I try to keep everyone in mind. All right. Oh, shit. All right, I'm gonna take this one card that flipped out. Kind of not liking that the devil's at the bottom of the deck. This could definitely be some inner child stuff coming up here for either you or your partner. There could be a lot of feelings of fear, insecurity when it comes to relationships. This could even be, it could be cheating. I don't like saying that though, because this is like a general reading and most of the time it's not cheating, but there's always that one person, right? So could be that, but I want to say, if there's no evidence that you see that somebody's cheating, don't take that message to heart, okay? Don't force it to apply. Don't force it to apply. But ultimately, 3 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, Ace of Swords. This could be somebody who really is working on finding a fulfilling relationship or making your current relationship more fulfilling. But again, it's like teamwork. Okay, there has to be equal effort on both parts in order for this relationship to work. Interesting with the 9 of Cups, I'm really drawn to the pomegranates on this card. There's pomegranates down here. To me, pomegranates represent abundance, but they also represent something that's kind of ugly and hard on the outside, but there's this delicious fruit on the inside. So there definitely could be a lot of serious talks that need to be had in your closest relationships to get through that ugly outside to the real issue, which is probably inner child work with you and your partner or yourself. You know, you want to be in a good place with yourself even when you're dating, because let's say you have low self-esteem or whatever, you might date somebody who kind of isn't the best because you just want to have them around, you know. Interesting with this Ace of Swords. Got some bondage going on here, but to me this card is about trust. So let's see what else comes up. Damn. Somebody is really gonna have a good time in the bedroom, I'll tell you what. But what's really coming to me again is relationships take two. But we do have the Emperor and the Empress here. So if you're in a relationship, like, make sure that you really feel like you're in your power, they feel like they're in their power, and this could really come together beautifully. I do feel like in your relationships there could be a need for more fun. And I see this a lot, especially with people who are in long-term relationships. You gotta keep it a little exciting or it's just a drag. And then even if you're dating, like, you're just going on dates, like, have fun with it. It doesn't have to be so serious. And I think sometimes single people can really chase people away because they want to lock it down so quickly. Have fun, enjoy the process. But I think this is about, you know, if you want a good relationship, whether we're taking this romantically or not, two people really have to be working on it together. And at the same time, I always say this in my love readings, you and your partner are each other's mirror. So the things you're not liking about them very much, try to check in with yourself and see, how am I kind of showing up in a similar way? Or this might highlight, like, if you're feeling really in your power and they're not in their power, you might realize maybe this isn't a good match. But it's hard because this is a general reading, but this is really interesting. What I see here is, oh man, it's weird because I'm getting two different energies. I feel like on the one hand, this could be a relationship where if you spice it up a little, you might be surprised what comes of it. But on the other hand, I'm seeing something else here where it's like, this relationship may have become a little bit too chaotic. Because I'm seeing something here where it feels like there's this, I'm getting power play, but not in a good way. Like, I feel like there could be two people really fighting for power in the relationship, which kind of makes sense with the Emperor and the Empress as well. Because it might be, this person might be wanting to dominate and say, I want you to do this for me, I want you to do this, vice versa. Or just, I don't know, two people really butting heads over kind of who's the boss. And it shouldn't really be that way. But I don't know, man. Three of Swords is pretty bad. Three of Swords can be a breakup. What really captures my eye is there's like this witch in the background. And in this deck, this can warn of outside forces trying to mess with a relationship. So there definitely could be like evil eye here. I don't like to say that there's people doing witchcraft on your relationship because that's so uncommon. I've done thousands of readings and I've only told 2, maybe 3 people that somebody was doing witchcraft on them. It's not very common, but the evil eye, people sending you hate, that's more realistic. So do be mindful of that. Like, are you letting outside forces affect your relationships? You know, maybe you're scrolling on TikTok too long and it's telling you like 5 signs he secretly wants you to die, right? Like, be careful of that. But ultimately, if you're questioning if you want to leave a relationship or stay, you hold the answers within, let it come to you, okay? Now, I know that might have been a little confusing, but sometimes these general readings are hard. So if you need help in your love life, book a love reading. If you're one of my Patreon members, you should have that discount code. So use it. All right, let's get to like the heart of the reading. What's going on in August? Oosh. That came out fast. I think a lot of people are worried about their money. You know, I don't always see this card like that, but I do feel like a lot of people are worried about their money. Honestly, part of this is kind of like, it is what it is. At least if you're in the US, I don't know other countries, but like, the economy is taking a hit. But this can also be a time to see like what really matters to you. Like, does it really matter that you get this new fancy yoga set, or does it matter that you have enough? You know, I think more people just need to sit with what they already have and be appreciative of it. We're always seeking more and more and more, but for what? You know? But this also could be just a general feeling of loneliness, feeling like you have to take it all on your own, but you don't. But if somebody in your life is making you feel like you're out in the cold all on your own, you need to get away from them. Go find some different people. Oh, a lot of questions. Damn. Okay, so I'm going to show you. So we have 5 of Pentacles, the Moon, 2 of Swords, and the Star. A lot of questions. I feel generally the collective is kind of like all questions, no answers. It seems like you're like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do about my job. I don't know what to do about love. I don't know what to do about myself. I'm out here. I'm struggling. I'm scared. I don't know what choice to make. But what you're not seeing is the potential. The potential. I would say, if you're really resonating with this, ask yourself, what do you want in your life? And try to make it a little bit general. Just for now, make it a little bit general. Like, I want a peaceful home. I want to feel comfortable. I want to feel relaxed. I want to feel carefree. Start there. And then you might be thinking, well, I'll only feel carefree when all my bills are paid and I got $100 million in the bank, blah, blah. No, you won't. No, you won't. Those things will not take away your stress. They won't. I see it all the time. People are like, oh, I'll be happy when this happens. I'll be happy. No, you won't. Because you're ignoring the actual problem. And I'm kind of getting this here. Because even with the 2 of Swords, she's blindfolded and doesn't know where to go. But really, she's scared to make the trip to this island because she's never been there before. And if she keeps sitting there, that tide is going to rise and she could drown. Let's see. 8 of Wands. Okay, I'm liking that. 4 of Swords. Okay. 3 of Wands. And Temperance. Healing, patience. And also, I sometimes see also the Star card as a healing card as well. Interesting. I think things are just not going the way you want them to. Things are just not going the way you want them to. And really what the universe is asking is for you to surrender. 4 of Swords. She's just laying in bed. She's stressed though, don't get me wrong. She's like, I can't lay in this bed forever. I got bills, I got kids, I got this, Well, you need to sit your ass down and chill out. You need to chill, okay? I don't know how else to say it. Like, you just gotta relax. Things are not going the way you want them to because you're missing something here. You're wanting to go, go, go. The universe is like, no, 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 no. Before we take you on this next chapter, you need to learn the lesson here. You need to figure it out. Like going back to these cards. Soulmate, figure that shit out. Inner child, figure that shit out. Communication, say what you mean. You can't go to the next chapter until you fully work through this one. But I'm also not saying that this month is just going to be horrible. I'm not saying that. But it's like, even if you don't know all the answers, you can still just find whatever it is you need right here. Let me see. Knight of Swords, 8 of Cups, and the Sun. Somebody definitely could be walking away from something, like literally moving, changing jobs, cutting somebody off. I definitely see that here. I feel like when the time is right for something to change, it will. But I just feel like you're in that in-between, transitionary, uncomfortable period right now. But if your ultimate goal is happiness and just doing whatever needs to be done to find that, you'll get to where you're trying to go. 3 of Pentacles, I pulled this for the relationship. 10 of Wands and the Fool. Simplify your life. Simplify your life, because I feel like this could even be people who just, you have a lot on your plate. You've got part of yourself over here, part of yourself over here. You're working on this, working on that, working on this, working on that, working on... Put it down. Put it down. Work smarter, not harder. But I honestly feel like rest. I feel like if you just turn everything off, chill out for a bit, you're gonna start to feel better. It's just the way you've been doing things clearly isn't working for you. You feel like you're broke, or you feel like you're left out. You feel lonely, you feel confused. Give it time. Give it time. And I think that's really the source of all of our stress, is like, I want the answers now. I want the healing now. I want the boyfriend or whatever now. Well, it's not here, so what are you gonna do? Bitch and moan and complain and cry yourself to sleep? I mean, you can. And sometimes I think maybe you might need to do that, actually. If you've really been suppressing your emotions, you might need to do that. But honey, life is not that bad. It's really not that bad. And in like freaking a month from now, you're gonna look back and be like, why was I even tripping that hard? 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you've got work to do and I get it. But you're not gonna get the work done well. You're not gonna heal well if you're avoiding it and just stressing out. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. I wanna give you guys something else. Don't think so hard about it, just do it. Wheel of Fortune. I feel like you need distance from everything around you and really tap in. But there's also kind of this message of like you're thinking and you're gonna drive yourself crazy. If you're just present in the moment of whatever it is you're going through, things will become clear. When you try to like figure it all out, what's gonna happen in the future, is this the past thing, like, oh, I just feel like it's too much up here. Too much. Bring it down here. How are we doing? How are we doing? And I've even noticed this, like, just as an example, like if I'm in a shitty mood and I post a video, it tanks. It does bad. It's energy. But I'm happy, I feel good, I post it, boom. 1,000,000 views, you know? That's how life is. It's just like if you show up to work in a shitty mood, that shift is gonna suck. If you show up to your partner in a shitty mood, that interaction's gonna suck. If you just wake up in the morning and think about all the things that fucking suck, it fucking sucks. You won't have all the answers right away, and that is okay. See, I love this because the first card I pulled was really a card of lack, the 5 of Pentacles. Abundance. Maybe you need to see that there's so much beauty and graciousness and amazingness and abundance already in your life. Yeah, maybe this month you have to budget better or whatever, but you have so many beautiful things. Life is beautiful. And until you can shift your thinking to see life beautiful that way, everything is going to be hard. You have to listen to your intuition and reconsider. Whatever you've been doing, it's not working for you, and that's why you feel like this. Listen to your intuition, but I also feel like take your time. Yeah, there's something better. There's something better than how you've been living. Ooh, a year from now. I feel like the year from now card is gonna be like, you're gonna look back and be like, why? Why was I so stressed? A year from now, I think it's all gonna make sense. Sometimes it does take that long. Like I've done readings for people and it really offends them and they're like, this isn't true, blah, blah. And then a year later they come back and they're like, I wasn't ready to see it, but you were right. I wish I listened, you know. Things take time and that's okay. It really is okay. But spending every day trying to figure it out, look through the signs. Girl, go to sleep. Boy, go to sleep. Take a nap. Have a snack. Life is not that bad. Okay? I love you guys. I really do. Please take a deep breath. It's gonna be okay. And if you're on my Patreon, it's definitely gonna be okay because I post every week, even if I'm a day late, sorry. But I'm going through things too. I'm going through challenges too, and that's just life. You know, but when you have a spiritual connection, you understand it's all happening for a reason. It's not just bullshit. It's all teaching you something. Love you guys.